Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 60 Podcast. I'm your host, Walker. This is my co-host, Jordan.
What's good, UJ's national champions? Let's go.
I was going to say that.
No, I got to beat you to it every time.
Yeah, I never mind. Okay, well, today we have a kind of full slate. Here we are. It is Friday, about 12:30 on February 11th. This is our lunch break, which we've done a couple times, but
Gotta love a lunch pod.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as you can tell by my background, we are in the final week of the NFL season. We are in Super Bowl week. I was about to say championship week, but I guess that would have been last week. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about. What'd you say, Jordan? No, you carry it.
Okay, you have to stay for the pod to figure out what we're gonna talk about. But we're starting out with the crappy ass Pro Bowl. If you knew, what was your prediction on the score on who won? Since I know you didn't watch the game, and you probably have no idea. I didn't know what the score was.
I'm actually looking at it right now. So
Dang it.
I'm sorry. I like to have the games and stats.
41-35 AFC won. If you didn't know at home, the highlight of the damn Super Bowl was Mac Jones doing the gritty. That should tell you everything you should know. It was terrible. What?
You said Super Bowl.
Whatever, Pro Bowl, whatever this is. But
which, by the way, nobody even
how bad it
him. Is. Like he just ran
exactly, which goes into my two-hand touch theory, and it also got Alvin Kamara arrested. So the Super Bowl sucks.
Well, Pro Bowl.
Super Bowl.
He did that before. I think though they were saying
before the Pro Bowl. I thought it happened in Vegas, which the Pro Bowl was that.
Right, but it happened he got arrested the incident happened before the game took place. I think it was the night before, and they he played the game, and then afterwards they arrested him.
Well, either way, that brings up my point though. He wouldn't have been in Vegas if the Pro Bowl was in Hawaii, where it should be.
Like it used to be. That was the other, yeah. I know the players are upset about that. I know I listen to Pat McAfee, and he says all the players are pissed that they moved.
Oh yeah, because
he was that was the only reason anyone wanted to go to the Pro Bowl.
Exactly. Like now remember when they had it in Phoenix and Orlando and stuff like that? Those places suck. At least Vegas is cool. Okay, but it's easy to get to Vegas if you play. Hawaii is a whole so much longer flight and everything. Right. And you can make it a little about the family and all that kind of stuff. A little bit.
Definitely. I will say, okay, so the Pro Bowl game itself is just kill it, please. I mean, none of them want to play.
Skills challenge or something like that and put it back in.
That's the other thing. The skills challenges are cool, and the dodgeball game is lit. So
I don't watch it, but I think that'd be better than the actual game. The game's just a waste of everything.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm going against myself, but I didn't watch it this year. I've watched the dodgeball game and stuff in the past because I remember that being kind of cool, and the skills challenges. I feel like that's a better use of everyone's time.
Yeah,
we're just doing something. I don't know, but especially with the, I guess the push towards, I don't want to say player safety. It is player safety, but there is a push towards player safety. There's also a push
which I was gonna say,
why
they want two-hand touch and. Everyone was oh, I don't want my quarterback getting hurt on a sack or whatever. Then just
anyone getting hurt, because this game is meaningless. One, because if you look at the what is it? I think why can't I think? I know the MLB All-Star game, right? The winner gets home field advantage or something in the World Series or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm that's cool. There has to be something up for grabs. And also MLB and NBA both do their All-Stars in the middle of the season while these guys are fresh, right? A lot of these guys, especially the guys who didn't make the playoffs, which by the way, most of the people playing in this game, right, are not deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's stupid too. Literally half the league.
They're out of shape. So a lot of them are kind of we've been vacationing for a month and then we have to come back and play this game. We're not in football.
No, we don't want to be here. And
we don't want to get hurt.
Not to mention too. Yeah, that's true. All players that are already they could play a football game if they wanted to, but it's the Pro Bowl. So they're I'm going to rest my ankle instead of why would I go out there and make it worse? So you got like 20 of those guys who end up dropping out of the Super Bowl. Then the 2 Super Bowl or dropping out of the Pro Bowl. Then the 2 Super Bowl teams, they're all dropped out. So at the end of the day, half the league is in the Pro Bowl. So it's not even like a high honor to be there. Like,
I was gonna say, like, no offense to Mac Jones, he had a great season, but like the fact that Mac Jones was like starting,
that's not, that would never happen if
well, that's the thing. I'm like, if you look
like, it's
at
less
all these
special, like,
quarterbacks,
nobody
I'm like,
cares.
why was Mac Jones starting for the AFC team to begin with? It was like he's
Yeah.
like the 8th best quarterback in the AFC. That's like going off the top of my head, but I can think of a bunch that are better than him.
Yeah. It's just like the players don't care. I don't care. And if you want to do something where it's like a game and it's like entertaining and less likely somebody gets hurt, do a 7-on-7 tournament.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
In
Like,
shells, or even
you make like 4 separate teams, you do a little tournament or something like that. I don't know, something like that. I don't know about 4. So
exactly.
then it's just kind of like 2-hand touch anyways, but you're still throwing stuff and probably more entertaining than like the just actual 2-hand touch. It was just so weird just seeing like grown men out there just like 2-hand touching each other. Just
I
like
mean, it's just
300
yeah,
pounds, 200-pound linebackers, like just 2-hand touch.
it's just weird how there's just when you watch the Pro Bowl, there's varying levels of what's the word? Trying, you know what I mean? Like some guys are going all out, and then other guys are like you said, they're doing 2-hand touch, and they're like, I don't care at all if I'm here or not. And I'm kind of like, it's weird to watch a game where like, I don't know, like the Mac Jones play where he's running for 80 yards and everyone's like, I'm not even going to try to tackle you. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's about time to kill the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. So
You got to figure out a better way to do some. It is, but it's embarrassing for the sport. Like I saw something on Reddit that was like, imagine if the Pro Bowl was the first football game ever. Like imagine if you were from like Europe or something. You've never seen football before. You're coming to where are you going? Oh, Jordan left. All right. Imagine this is the first game you've ever seen, right? You're coming from Europe, coming to the US or something. You've never seen football. You're like, this is the All-Star game. This is the best of the best. This is all the best players, not only in the US, I guess football is mainly, US, but you could say this is the best players in the world all together, 2 teams playing against each other. And this is the result.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like this, it is actually embarrassing without context.
Well, the thing is, like, I understand you don't want your players getting hurt, tearing an ACL out there in a game that doesn't matter.
I mean, a lot of these guys are in contract years too,
Football is more, you're more likely to get hurt in football than you are in baseball and basketball. So it's like, okay, like, if, I understand. Well, at that point, just end it. Like, I can compromise with just ending the thing. It's not like I'm one that's like, I watched the Pro Bowl every year and I loved it. I don't care. Just it's embarrassing. So just make it not a thing anymore, or like change it up and make it a skills challenge or something like that. Like a little vacation in Hawaii. I don't know why they took it out of Hawaii in the first place.
I don't know either, but regardless, I don't know. I think I heard, I could be wrong. I think the reason they moved it, at least from Hawaii to Orlando, is they said they wanted more people to show up because they were like, no one is like getting plane tickets out to Hawaii to go see the Pro Bowl.
True. Yeah.
So I think they were trying to sell tickets.
Put the people's families in there.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think I seem to remember that was
like people watching on TV, to be honest.
Yeah, I seem to remember that was the reasoning behind it. Is they were like, we want to sell out.
So they're being greedy bastards, and
yes,
and now it's turning on them.
Exactly. That being said, I don't have much more to say about the Pro Bowl other than I don't really know how to fix it. Like you said, I think, I don't know, leaning into those skills challenges, the dodgeball games, stuff like that. That's fun to me. I feel like the point of the Pro Bowl is, to have all the best players in the league, or at least, most of them, if you can, all together in one place. It's kind of cool. They, at least for the players, they get to meet each other if they haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, make friends. I think it could add to a better on-field product potentially. Everyone likes each other, but I don't even know, man. The Pro Bowl's a joke. But what do we got next? Talk about
Next we'll go into the awards. That happened yesterday, I guess.
All right. You want to go in order? The awards were announced.
I'll go order in the importances, I guess. Like least important, I guess least a big deal, the more a big deal, like the higher percentage.
Let's see what you consider the least big deal.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of them that I'm not even gonna say. So I'm gonna do the ones that I think like actually.
We'll do offensive rookie, defensive rookie.
Yeah, I know what to do. So the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year, Micah Parsons.
Easy. Unanimous, by the way. Did you see that?
I did not, but
it was unanimous.
I really
That's
don't know who
crazy.
else you would pick.
Well, that was my thing. Is I was like, I don't know who else you would pick either. Yeah,
Micah Parsons. Usually, you think those Cowboy guys can be a little overhyped and everything. He's not now. He's
no, God no. I mean, I'm sure he came in probably top 3 for defensive player of the year because TJ Watt ended up winning scores. But I'm sure he was up there in consideration. He was fantastic as a rookie.
Speaking of
and he could do everything too. They line him up on the edge. He can cover. Like this guy's crazy. I think Micah Parsons is kind of the embodiment of the future of defense. We don't have every player plays the same position now. Everyone's kind of there. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like everyone's fast. You could be an edge rusher. You could be a linebacker. You could be a defensive back, and he could do it all.
Yeah, and that's the guy who opted out of last year, and looking like a good idea.
Micah?
Yeah, he opted out last year of his last year at Penn State.
Interesting.
By the way, speaking of overrated Cowboys, it was off script. I wanted to tell you. Literally saw a tweet that said, "Who would you rather have in their prime, Trayvon Diggs, which I guess is right now, or Darrelle Revis?"
Oh, I saw that too.
Oh my goodness.
That was no. We need to bring this up. Absolutely unforgivable 1 and 2. So disrespectful to Darrelle Revis. You must have whoever tweeted that he never saw the Revis Island in person.
No.
So can we also say Trayvon Diggs had a good season, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from him, but did you see there's a crazy stat that said he was first in the league, obviously, in turnovers, interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
He was also first in the league in yards given up. Yep, and as a corner, it makes you wonder, if the reason he got all these picks is because he was getting targeted. You know what I mean? Like they're just throwing it at him because he's getting torched.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for every pick he had, there was almost 2 plays where I saw him getting just smoked. Not saying he's bad. I like Trayvon Diggs. He's good, but I'm just saying the hype for him to be first team All-Pro, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And get that nod above. I don't know.
Picks aren't everything. Like Richard Sherman and Darrelle Revis, they never got that many picks because they never threw it at them.
Exactly. It's like it's one of those things. It's like you're just looking at the stats. Like you can't just look at the stats sometimes. You gotta see everything. Because dude's not locked down at all. I mean, like I said, he gets picks. He could be a ball hawk.
He's the next Marcus Peters. That dude got picks, and he would get torched.
Honestly, I like the comparison, and he did well for a couple seasons, and then he's
definitely not like a bad corner or anything. He's like pretty good, but like.
You can't compare him to Revis.
He's not going to be like top 5 in the league or something like that.
No. Yeah, like I said, that's disrespectful to Darrelle Revis to even put them in the same category. I'm offended on behalf of Darrelle Revis.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That being said, going back, Micah Parsons, unanimous defensive rookie of the year. I don't even know who else would be in that category. I feel like Pat Surtain of the Broncos had a kind of sneaky good season. No one's really talking about him, but it's one of those things. He was kind of on lock, and he made a couple
good for a rookie. Parsons was good for an NFL player.
That's very true. Anyway.
All right. Next, we got
offensive rookie.
Our offensive rookie of the year. Do you know who?
Of course I do. And I feel like it's the easy choice. It was Jamar Chase, and I would have made that same. I would have made that same vote. Jamar had a fantastic season.
I agree.
We've talked about him multiple times on the pod. Definitely, because I guess before the draft, I don't think we hadn't started the pod before the draft, had we?
Yeah, I think we did. We did without the practice pod.
I'm excited for those days to come, actually, because if you guys don't know listening, Jordan and I really I love the build up, I guess, to the NFL draft. And I'm a big mock draft and prospect kind of guy.
I can see how our takes go.
Yeah, it'll be funny to have them on camera too. But I was on the train of at the time that the Bengals definitely needed to take Sewell. But I wasn't taking anything away from Chase. I said Jamar Chase was the best receiver in the draft, right? But I was also
they got Higgins, they got Boyd, they got their line's terrible.
Yeah, that was my thing. Is I was like, you have receivers, but anyway, that turned out to be the right pick.
Yeah, not too bad of a choice.
And I feel like Sewell could have also been a good pick, but also, Bengals.
But Jamar's just it's like the play it safe or take a chance.
Exactly, and they took a chance, and it worked out really well.
Mm-hmm.
So proud of them for that. But yeah, who else would this have been? Maybe Mac Jones if you wanted to make it.
Later, I think Slater top 4.
Yeah, if you would have asked me halfway through the season, I would have said Mac Jones probably. But Mac Jones, I don't want to say fell off.
Jamar exploded into the year, and then he kind of chilled, and then exploded again.
Right, and then Mac was kind of chill, explode, chill.
Yeah,
not explode, but Patriots won 7 games in a row or something in the middle, and then still finished with 10 wins or something.
Yeah, but I agree. This is the easy choice here. Another guy who opted out. The two offensive defensive rookie of the years opted out. So hopefully that won't start happening. That would suck. All right. Next is the AP Comeback Player of the Year.
Okay.
Who's your guess?
Well, I know who won all of them. So.
Oh, you know who won all of them? Oh, Joe Burrow, Joey B.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pick on this one too. Can't really complain. I feel like this one was definitely down to him or Dak. I mean, Dak ended last year on his contract year, and he broke his leg in half after throwing for 400 yards a game for 4 games or something.
Yeah, and then he started to stink.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like if Dak would have played well through this whole season, because he played well in the first half, and then kind of what's happening back.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, he was really good.
I feel like he was basically going to have it handed to him, to be honest. But Joe Burrow coming on at the end and after his ACL tear last year, that, like I said, solid pick. I can't complain with any of the picks, or I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I'm not complaining about.
Oh no, me neither.
Any single one of these. I think they got them right, because there are definitely years where I'm kind of dude, someone else should have won. But this year I'm kind of they're all reasonable.
All right, let's just move on then.
Nothing much more to say.
Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. Fun fact: he broke Michael Strahan's record, and you think, oh well, that's because he had another game. He missed 2 games.
He tied it.
Less.
He tied it.
Did he tie it? I thought he broke it.
No, he tied it with 22 and a half.
Oh, well, either way.
Yeah, still awesome.
Yeah, still pretty impressive. He did in a game less, so. Yeah,
for sure. He was he missed a couple. What was I gonna say? Yeah, that's awesome for TJ. He's been on the cusp a couple years now. I remember last year, it was basically a coin flip, I think, between him and Aaron Donald, and they gave it to Aaron Donald.
Yeah, and he was pissed.
So
he tweeted something
JJ was pissed too.
Yeah.
JJ was like, "You've got to be kidding me."
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you can't you can't hate on Aaron Donald though. He's the man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can't.
But yeah, TJ with 22 and a half sacks. It is pretty cool. I think JJ Watt is a 2-time. I think he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. So it's kind of cool that 2 brothers share that
hug, because JJ Watt announced TJ as the winner, and then he went up on stage and they hugged. It was so cute.
Yeah,
It's
was kind of
football.
it was kind of weird. He was like, and the winner is, and then he just said TJ. And I'm like, you could have said, I don't know. I don't know why it was weird for me. I was kind of like, why didn't you say TJ Watt? Like, this is going in the record books. You know what I mean? This is a recording. Like, people need to see this. They don't know the context. You're just calling him TJ when he wins his award, even though obviously to you, you know what I mean? Like,
It's
I
more about
wouldn't be
yourself
like,
than be selfish.
yeah, if I was calling you up, I wouldn't be like Jordan Stein. I'd just be like Jordan. So I guess I understand.
Okay. Yeah, TJ was pretty
Great
good.
season for TJ, much deserved. He finally
Next
got
is
it.
the AP Offensive Player of the Year, which makes no sense with the MVP, I guess, in a way. But Cooper Kupp. David was surprised it wasn't Jonathan Taylor. He was thinking Jonathan Taylor.
I was about to say the only other person I would even consider for this would have been Jonathan Taylor. But I mean,
But
I don't
Jonathan
know.
Taylor won the FedEx Ground Player of the Year.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. Anyway, there's not much to say about this one. I feel like Cooper Kupp had one of the best seasons ever. I mean, some people are saying it is like the best ever for a wide receiver. So
That's what I told him.
I don't know what you want me to do. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what more I can say. And then the fact, I don't know if you want to, what am I trying to say? Consider the playoffs as well, because obviously these awards happen.
I think they were voted before the playoffs, right?
Okay, I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
think
say,
they
but
were.
if there was any consideration, like the playoffs too, like he's been balling, and honestly, Jonathan Taylor, hasn't played in a few games, so I don't know. That would be the only thing
I
I could think of.
agree. Cooper Kupp had the best wide receiver year ever.
That was the thing though. Is like Jonathan Taylor had an amazing year, but it wasn't historic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Cooper Kupp was the best.
it was
I guess out of all of them, I guess like
Cooper Kupp did a triple crown. He also had like 1900.
this one in the MVP is
yards.
like the only one that kind of had like I felt like that kind of had a lot of stands on like Joey B or like Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I guess that in the MVP. But we can move on. Coach of the Year, Mike Rabel of the Titans.
Another one, it's like you can't even argue. I'm like, dude went like what 13-4, and he only had Derrick Henry for 8 games, and like who else is even on that team kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, that's all coaching if you ask me. And I think I brought that up in the pod too. I was like, this team is well coached, and they're, a lot of them are veterans too. Or at least we were doing it before the
in the system.
Do
you
what?
You think Mike Vrabel will ever win a Super Bowl?
That is a great
He's relatively young.
And I mean, he's gotten his team to the AFC Championship and then the divisional round.
Yeah.
And I don't want to
think he can get one.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's him or of the Titans. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if the Titans can get there. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. The MVP, Aaron Rodgers. There are a lot of Joey B stands out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it was a toss-up. I mean, this could have been Rodgers. This could have been Joey B. I think this honestly could have been Tom Brady, or it could have been Jonathan Taylor. Honestly, even Cooper Kupp. Like, there are a lot of guys that you could have put in here. At the end of the day, the MVP has been a quarterback award for a while now. I don't think anyone other than a quarterback has won it since Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, probably. Derrick Henry didn't even win it last year, and he had the best running back season like ever.
Exactly. So I don't even know what to say. This is a quarterback award. That being said, I think if you're looking just on stats, you might not see it, I guess. Aaron Rodgers was only like, I don't have it pulled up. I think he was only like 5th or 6th in passing yards though in the league. And he was also like not at the top of touchdowns either. I think it was his efficiency that stood out to me. I think he had like, high 30s touchdowns and like less than 10 picks. So
yeah, it's Rodgers' 4th MVP. Pretty impressive. And then
I think that puts him at second.
Peyton Manning played it 5 times. That puts him at 2nd. He's the 5th player to win the award back to back. It was pretty interesting.
That is, but and I mean, he's also like 38, isn't he?
Yeah, he's old.
Something like that. Like, that's kind of crazy.
here's a question. Let's just say, who's your MVP? Just pretend like quarterbacks, like it's not a quarterback award. Like who would you have gave it to? You're very stern on this is not just a quarterback award. Would you still give it to Rodgers? Would you give it to Joey B?
I would.
Super Cup or Jonathan Taylor or something like that?
I would for a couple reasons. I think I would still give it. I think. Let me think. I think I would still go Rodgers. I think number 2. I would probably go Jonathan Taylor. Number 3, Joey B.
No Cooper Kupp.
I don't think so. I think they have a lot of weapons on that Rams team, including their.
You're literally thinking about it.
No, I'm thinking of who is like if you think of who is the most valuable. And my thing is, if you take Aaron Rodgers off that Packers team, they are terrible, right? And if you take Jonathan Taylor, the thing with Jonathan Taylor that surprised me most is like, Carson Wentz is not good. I'm just sorry. He's not good. So that Jonathan Taylor is getting the ball like 20 times a game.
Yeah.
And the fact that he still went over 100 like every single game was crazy. True. I was like, he's getting the ball and he's still popping 200 on you guys. It's wild. So that's my thing is, I don't know. With Jonathan Taylor, it's kind of like, who's getting it. And he did get it. And with Burrow, I mean, I love Burrow. And he obviously took a team that was first pick in the draft last year, right? Because they took him first overall, taking him to the Super Bowl in the next year. And I'm like, there's definitely a correlation there, right? It's like, it's for a reason. I mean, it's not all because of Joe and his progression, but I don't know. I think he has pieces too.
Well, so
I don't want to say Aaron Rodgers
isn't the Colts line pretty good though?
Yeah, the Colts line is very good.
So it's basically the same thing. Jonathan Taylor's got his line. Joey B's got his skill guys.
Yep. But my thing is like, I don't know. I think you have to count for record in this too.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like the Packers went like what 13-3 or I don't
14.
I know it's only adding one number for the 17th game, but like I have all the
I don't like it. Like I'm looking at this right now and it's like Rams 12-5, Bengals 10-7. I'm like,
doesn't look right. That's what anyway. But I'm just saying, I think a lot of those games was because of Aaron Rodgers. Like if you look at their defense, I think the stat going into the playoffs was like they were like 30th in rush defense or something like that. Like how are you going to win games if your defense is like just getting gashed, running the ball? I don't know. I feel like they win games because of Aaron Rodgers kind of thing, which is obvious. Like that sounds stupid for me to even say out loud, but I definitely think his efficiency, he doesn't turn the ball over and he just elite ball placement, man. I think he is the most valuable and I think they got it right. Even though I was afraid that they were going to not give it to him because there was that whole thing about basically they were like
one guy.
Yeah, the one guy who was like, I wouldn't vote for Aaron Rodgers just because he's a douche, basically. And I was like, that doesn't mean he's not good. I was going to say,
sometimes the douchebags win.
I was like, I don't love Aaron Rodgers like as a person, but I'm like, that doesn't mean he's not the best.
Exactly.
About all I have to say.
Let's move on to the Super Bowl. So before I ask you about the game, what are you betting on, heads or tails?
Oh, God. I feel like wasn't both overtime games? The game against the Bills and Chiefs, and then the Chiefs and the Bengals both went into overtime, and didn't they call tails both times and it was heads?
No idea.
Something like that. I don't even know. I'm going heads.
No. Jordan Stein's lock of the week.
You're doing a lock of the week on a 50-50.
Yeah.
Literal coin toss.
Last year I went with heads. It didn't happen. We're switching it up. We're going with tails.
Ooh, you're feeling confident.
Yeah, we're switching up.
How much are you putting on it?
$1 million, aka probably $10.
Nice.
Yes, we don't recommend gambling addictions here on the 6-0 pod.
For sure.
But anyways,
That
Bengals, Rams -4 thoughts about anything.
This game's weird for me. It's almost like my eyes tell me, right? But my eyes have been telling me for weeks about the Bengals. Almost like I don't want to say they're not good enough to be here. You know what I mean? But
They're
they just
overachieving.
yes, but they keep proving me wrong. And at this point, I'm kind of like, one half of me says their luck's gonna run out. You know what I mean?
That's what we said last week.
But exactly. But I was like, they took it to the Chiefs, who I thought were the best team in the league, and I still probably do. And I'm just like, I almost can't count them out now. I'm like, they've showed me that they can handle the adversity. And then on the other hand, though, you got the Rams, and the Rams, I don't want to say are a super team, but they're definitely, they're using the formula of acquire, I want to say veteran athletes, and just acquire a bunch of them. They went and got
They're the stack team.
Yeah, they went and got Von Miller. They went and got Odell.
Matthew Stafford. They got Jalen Ramsey.
Exactly.
Eric Weddle.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. They have two completely different strategies.
They got the stars.
And I know a lot of the talk leading up to this game has been about basically mentally, right? So they're like so much of the big game, the Super Bowl, is mental. And they're like, who has the edge here? Is it the young Bengals who have never been there before? Almost. It's like they don't know what they have to lose. You know what I mean? Like they're cocky, they're confident. Especially, if Joe Burrow's kind of
they're cool, they're collected.
Exactly. It's like they don't almost like the moment is not too big for them, which they've shown already. And then on the other hand, you got the Rams. You got a bunch of guys who have played in Super Bowls before, like Von Miller, who's won Super Bowl.
Aaron Donald.
You have old guys, not like old men, you know what I mean? But you got guys that are like more mature, obviously. Yeah, I mean, you got Andrew Whitworth, who's like 40 years old. He's literally older than Sean McVay playing at left tackle. You got Matt Stafford, these guys have, even if they haven't been here before, literally to the Super Bowl, they've been around long enough to like be cool about it. But it's almost like maybe they've been around too long, and it's kind of like they know that they're not going to get this chance ever again, kind of thing. So who has the edge? I have no idea. This is crazy. Like I said, I'm so, my mind says the Rams should kill them. Not kill them, but my mind says like, the Rams are a much better team. But I'm also like, how did the Bengals beat like the Chiefs and the Titans? And I'm just like, I don't even know what to think anymore. This is
that star-studded team was also the Chiefs, and they beat them. So they already beat like a star-studded team,
right? At Arrowhead, in
their place, and that the Rams' place, second year in a row. It's never happened, and now it's happened 2 years in a row.
Yeah, and it feels
I'm
weird.
thinking that's a little conspiracy out there, personally.
I think so too.
But
I thought it was a conspiracy when Tom Brady got the Super Bowl in his home stadium. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yes.
This one is a little different because whatever, it's a shared stadium, and it also seems like every Rams game there's more.
And LA is a little bigger than like Tampa Bay, so you're more likely to have like random.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, people flock there to go see the new stadium. I heard that most of the LA games there's more opposed, at least for the 49ers game. They said for the last playoff game, there were definitely more 49er fans there. I think Matt Stafford's wife went on some podcast and said that Stafford had to do like the silent count.
Silent count, yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, basically with your game, yes, I agree with everything. Everything says the Rams should win this. They have the better players. They have the proven players.
But maybe that gets to them. That's the thing.
But also the pressure of they've invested so much that they don't have a future. The future is right now, basically.
100%. What the Rams are going to do
is the moment going to be too big where they're like, we got to win this, or we're not going to be here for another 40 years.
I feel they've been teetering on that edge, I feel like, for 3 years now.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought the same thing when they went with whatever Jared Goff a couple years ago. I was kind of like, this is it. Like, but
Yeah.
they're walking that tightrope right now. But I'm like, they have so
they're
many
giving up their
players.
future for now. So they're
Yeah, they
giving
traded away all their draft picks for veteran players. They're
like this is something like after this era and they don't win a Super Bowl, they're gonna be laughed at because they did all this effort and everything and they couldn't get it done. So is the pressure too big on that one? Where guys like Matthew Stafford's like, this is my only chance because we can't re-sign Cooper Kupp, for example. I don't know, just bringing up a random name, and pay him a gazillion dollars while also paying Aaron Dollars a gazillion dollars. And then Jalen Ramsey's got to leave. And then I'm 40 years old.
Exactly. It gets crazy.
Yeah. So
it is their window for sure.
Like you said, it's the Bengals who got nothing to lose. They're more loose. They're like, we shouldn't even be here. We got nothing to lose here.
Right. And they're young.
Like I said, we got something to prove here. Like, what do we have to lose?
I mean, like you have Burrow and Chase for at least 4 more years, right? Just that combo alone on rookie deals.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking too, just like going into the game, just like not even thinking about the future or anything, but like nobody believes in us. We went out and beat Tennessee.
Exactly. They have the
do it again. And what do we got to lose? If we lose, I mean, we already did our job. We shouldn't be here right now.
They have the underdog. They have the chip on their shoulders.
Exactly.
But what I do want to talk about, I want to dive in a little bit deeper. I kind of wanted to talk about the key matchups of the game because I have some thoughts. Because we have a couple key matchups we're going to see. One, and I feel like the most obvious, is going to be Aaron Donald versus the Bengals O-line.
They're going to kill. He's going to kill him.
Aaron Donald might, I was going to say, is he going to, if no one knows who Aaron Donald is by now, they're going to know that he's the best player in the NFL after this game, I feel like. Unless the Bengals like triple team him every play or something. Unless
you got Von Miller and Leonard Floyd going.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, it's not just Von Miller. Or not just Aaron Donald. You have Von Miller and Leonard Floyd. I think if I was playing the other D tackle, like if it was Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, me, Von Miller, that would still be the best defensive front. So, yeah, I don't even know what to say. This could be bad. Like this line needs to figure it out. You just know
the thing is with that too. That line that got killed against Tennessee, and they've been getting killed all year basically. And they got killed.
They gave up 10 sacks to Tennessee, and I'm like, whose best pass rusher is what? They have a couple. They have Bud Dupree, Harold Landry, and who's that other guy? Jeffrey Simmons or something. I'm just like, those aren't. I mean, they're not.
But still, like they gave up like 7 sacks in both games and still won. So it's like they've been doing it anyways.
Right.
So it's like, what's the difference between that and like the Rams? I guess obviously a better line, but like 7 sacks is still a lot.
I definitely agree.
So that's what
that's the other thing.
Yeah, they're like, I'll tell you this. I'll guarantee this. They will get destroyed.
They will get what?
Destroyed, that line.
Oh, I thought you said they will get a sack, and I was like, I can also guarantee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll get a sack.
I was like, if that's one of your whatever, if that's one of your bets, yeah, that's an
bet the house on that one.
Yeah, bet the house that they will get at least 1 sack. That being said, I mean, like you said though, the Bengals won anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's kind of like, dang. That being said, the Rams have other good players too, right? Their linebackers are not their strong suit. I think their secondary is a little better than you give them credit for, but obviously I feel like Jalen Ramsey, I think, is probably just going to be stalking Jamar Chase the whole game.
Yes, I think that's the key.
Even though Rams typically don't do that. Jalen Ramsey usually stays on one side of the field if you watch him, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think he's expressed that's upset him before. I think they were playing the Vikings or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And like they always, whatever, Jalen, I guess if you're from the offense's point of view, Jalen was always on the right side. And then Jefferson was always on the left side. And everyone was like, bro, you're scared to cover Jefferson. He's like, no, that's just our scheme. Like I stay over here. But I think you got to change it this week. You got to put him on Jamar.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, the Bengals have other good receivers. Like T. Higgins might go off. You never know.
Then there's Tyler Boyd who gets a few underneath catches or something. If he's about to be
Do
sacked,
you
there's
know?
Tyler Boyd down there.
Do you know if the tight end's coming back? Uzama.
He's gonna try to play.
Okay, I was gonna say because he's hurt, and I think he could be huge in this matchup. Because like I said, I don't even know. I don't even know who the Rams linebackers are, and I feel like I know a lot of NFL players, and I'm like I have no clue.
No, I've no, that's your clue.
Exactly, I have no clue who's playing middle linebacker. So if you're matched up on Uzama, I would take that any day because I don't think Uzama's amazing, but he's better than those guys.
Yeah.
So I can't even name them. But I think that could be huge. I don't know. Like I said, you take away Jamar Chase and you have other pieces too. So, and that being said, I mean, I do think Jalen Ramsey's probably the best like cover corner at this exact moment. I would have said Stephon Gilmore last year, but like, you know, he didn't like play this year. I feel like he got traded to the Panthers. I think. Did he even play for them? I don't even know. Getting off topic. I liked Gilmore better, but I mean, right at this exact second, it's got to be Ramsey. But that being said, I'm excited for that matchup. I want to see what happens between, because I mean, Chase is, you know, he's a rookie. He's brand new. Let's see how good he really is.
Because if Jamar Chase can win that one, Bengals are going to win. I'll tell you that right there. If they win that, they're going to win.
I think this could be a good game. And like we were kind of talking about earlier about the interceptions, in my brain, I see both of them throwing at least one pick. Not at least one. I see both of them throwing one. Matt Stafford always
throw one because he's under pressure. Matthew Stafford's going to try to do like a tight throw.
Matt Stafford always throws a pick in there. So we got to see what happens. I don't know. Yeah. I have a feeling the Rams are going to go conservative though. I think they're going to run the ball with Akers a lot.
You get Sony.
It might be a little boring, but that's going to be what they do.
Yeah, they might trust their defense.
I think Odell will have a good game.
I think he will too, personally.
I think they're going to do their best to, you know, like clamp.
By the way, that whole thing, he's looking pretty right about that one.
Yeah, for sure.
The whole thing with the Browns, bad look for Baker there.
Definitely, but
yeah. So he's looking pretty smart on that one because he's been pretty good in the playoffs.
And then the opposite, Desean Jackson, who was on the Rams at the beginning of the season, they struggled a little bit, and then he tried to get out. They sent him to the Raiders, and then the Raiders fell apart. And you know, no, they made the playoffs, but then lost.
Ended up making the playoffs and lost.
But still, that was kind of funny. You were on the team that could have won the Super Bowl.
Exactly. But yeah, I can see that.
I think those are the key matchups of the game for sure. I feel like the rest of them are pretty self-explanatory. I don't know how that O-line is going to handle that front four. Like I said, it doesn't even matter who the other defensive tackle is. Like it literally could be me, but if it's Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and Von Miller rushing on that O-line, you don't have a lot of time to get that ball out.
All right. Predictions. Let's just move on to that unless you got anything else.
I don't think so.
Okay. Predictions. Rams -4. What you taking?
I've been wrong about basically every game. I will say that. So I don't know. I almost don't. You can't trust your eyes anymore. I feel like I said, my eyes tell me the Rams should easily win this. Mm-hmm. Like they're just better. Like on paper, they're just better. They got better players. They got the experience, and like they're playing at their home stadium. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're playing against a relatively inexperienced team because they're young, and like I don't know. They've been there. These are grown men playing against some boys, even though the boys are really good at football. I feel like I have to pick the Rams. But that being said, I've been wrong about basically every single one of these playoffs games because I picked the Titans and they look terrible. But I could definitely see the Bengals winning. And if you want my honest opinion, even though there are a lot of dogs on the Rams, I feel like to complete the Cinderella story, I would prefer to see the Bengals win.
Ooh,
I would.
Interesting.
I think that outweighs to me, you know, like I want to see Stafford get a ring, obviously, but I don't know the story of the underdog team and Joe Burrow, and they should have never been here to begin with, and then they get the dub. To me, I feel like would feel better in my heart than, I guess. Well, it sounds bad now. I was gonna say it feels better than Leonard Floyd, Matt Stafford, who else? Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sony has one ring. He's okay. Anyway,
I agree with everything you said. We've picked against the Bengals every single time, and every single time they've had a little bit of magic. It always feels like at least with like the Chiefs game, they got the goal line stand right before, and it would always feel like when they give up a sack, it would be like 2nd and 20, and then they go get a first down, like next play or the next 2 plays, or they get like a big game. They've had a little bit of magic.
I was going to say, sorry to cut you off. I just have to plug a tiny little point. I do think the Bengals defense is better than people give it credit for. They got some guys. They got some good safeties too. They have decent corners. I think they have like a Awuzie, that guy from the Cowboys, and someone else.
Eli Apple.
He's trash.
Yeah.
But they got good linebackers. They got Logan Wilson. Not a household name yet. Might be after this game. They got Jermaine Pratt. He's good. Their front is a lot better than you give them credit for, too. They got DJ Reader. Big, juicy free agent signing from the Texans. He's a beast. They got Trey Hendrickson quietly 2 years in a row with like over 12 sacks each year or something, right? He got like he got like 14 this year or last year. I don't remember, but no one's talking about him from the Saints. He's a beast. I'm just saying they got guys on this defense. Don't count them out. Okay. Sorry.
Well, we have to wrap this up because my manager just called me, so I gotta call him back.
Oh,
I agree with. I'll keep it quick. I agree with everything you say. I test as Rams. They got all the better players, but we've been saying that the past 2 weeks, past 3 weeks.
Got magic.
The Bengals have been magic, and yes, I agree. Better movie script if the Bengals win. The young guns weren't supposed to be here. They played like 3, like the number 1 seed, and then 2 teams that are considered the best in the league. And they've won every single time. Joey B, you gotta love Joey B. They're lovable underdogs. But I think the Bengals are gonna give them a game. I'll say that.
I do too.
If I low key might pick the Bengals on the spread. +4.
I could see that too. That's what I was thinking.
+4. But I feel like there's gonna be magic, but I don't think it'll be enough. The Rams got too many stars. They're at home. They've been all in.
Bengals aren't getting blown out.
No, they're not gonna get blown out. It's gonna be a good game. And Rams will win by 3. Matt Gay, the Gay Lord, game-winning field goal with 2 minutes left. Joey B, heartbreak.
But Joey B would take it fine. That's the thing. Joey B doesn't get his heart broken. He's like, we'll be back next year.
Exactly. But I do prefer the Rams to win. I would be okay. I would be cool with the Bengals to win, like you said.
That's why I love this Super Bowl. I just want a good game. Either team wins, I'm kind of like, cool.
Yeah, but I gotta see Stafford and Leonard Floyd and all those guys get a ring. That'd be awesome. That's it for me.
Alrighty. One thing we didn't talk about, which I don't even know if we have time to go into, we didn't talk about the coaching matchup. We got McVay versus Zach Taylor, which I feel like
basically the same thing. The guy that's been there for a while, one of the top industries.
Exactly. It's just adding to that.
All the same.
Literally been to the game before too.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. We'll be back next week. Talk about the Super Bowl. Maybe even a little special. Maybe.
A little.
Maybe.
Special.
Yeah.
It might not even be next week, actually.
It might not be next week, but next episode. Subscribe, like, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff.
Peace.